Authorities are searching for suspects in the attack and kidnapping of 4 American citizens. 2 Americans were killed. U.S. officials are working to repatriate the bodies of Zindell Brown and Shaeed Wooder. Latavia McGee and Eric Williams returned to the U.S. yesterday and are receiving treatment at a Texas hospital today. Officials say police rescued the surviving victims from a guarded wooden shack outside the city of Matamoros. CBS News correspondent Omar Villafranca joins us now. Omar, good to see you. I know you've been in contact with family members of the survivors. What have they told you?
Well, many of them are still in shock. I talked to Michelle Williams, the wife of Eric Williams, and she told me that the FBI came and knocked on her door, and at first she thought it was a scam, to the point where she even called the local police department to find out, are these people scamming me? And it was, in fact, the FBI telling her that her husband was involved in the incident in Matamoros, Mexico. We also talked to family members of Latavia McGee, and they're saying, you know, she was the one who was going down for a cosmetic surgery, and that she had done it before. She had been down here for surgery, and then this happened. So everybody's still in shock. And of course distraught over the fact that 2 of the 4 people, the Americans, died, and 2 others are recovering here at this hospital behind me.
Omar, what do we know so far about any suspects when it comes to this case? We know 1 person is under arrest, but have we heard, are there any other potential targets?
Well, Mexican authorities announced that they did arrest a 24-year-old man who was basically the lookout for this particular stash house of the cartel. And that's about all that we have right now. We know that the Mexican authorities are still conducting their investigation and doing forensics, which is why still the bodies of the 2 other Americans are still down there. They're finishing their forensic investigation with the bodies. They'll be transferred over into American custody, but they're still looking. But listen, this is cartel violence. A lot of times, matter of fact, most of the time, murders like these are not solved. In an area that's run by the cartel, it's that typical nobody saw anything, nobody heard anything. And that's going to have a lot of people here on the American side distraught. But on the Mexican side, that's the status quo. That's just what happens. We'll see if anyone else is arrested by Mexican authorities.
Omar, we've learned the reason for the trip was so one of the victims could receive a cosmetic procedure. This is a pretty common practice, and in fact, people cross the border frequently. For anyone crossing the border, what precautions should they consider?
Well, we talked to safety experts who say, you know, this particular area on the other side of Brownsville and Matamoros is a level 4, which is basically the State Department telling you, do not travel there, change your plans. But people still do it. A safety expert told us, you know, you kind of have to try to blend in and be inconspicuous. Don't wear anything flashy if you're going over there for any procedures like this. But keep in mind, there are people every day, thousands of people, who go over from the American side to the Mexico side every day for work, to go eat, to shop, to see family members. There's a lot of people who live in Matamoros, cross over into Brownsville for work, and then go back home every day. Their commute is going over that bridge. So, you know, while some people who travel who are not familiar with the area have to take their precautions, there's a lot of people who we talk to here who say, yeah, it happens. Now, if there's gunplay or things are heating up on that side, you know, they do get worried. We talked to a pastor who works in Matamoros but lives here, and he was telling us that when he was going over, he was taking a taxi, and the taxi even told him, hey, we're going to have to go a different way because we hear it's kind of hot and there's gunshots over here, so we're going to avoid this area. It's a common occurrence on the other side of the border, and the people who are used to it know how to live with it. It's people who don't that need to really take the precautions.
It's really sobering to hear those kinds of details. Omar Villafranca reporting. Omar.